Week 35 of the Designorama. This is all about iteration. And so, we've had a week at least, that was focused on iteration before. And it's simply just because it's a very important aspect of design. And it reflects how designers think, how designers interact with folks around them, and how designers grow product into the future. So iteration is happening all the time on all scales, and we'll most likely have another one before the sort of complete set of the year's worth of challenges is done, because it's so important. This was also just a theme that sort of integrated into a lot of the weeks. There are multiple times where you do something and then revise it based on feedback. So just good focused week on iteration. For week 35, I have two resources to support this. One is Design Iteration Brings Powerful Results, so do it again. And this is it's an article, but it reads a little bit like a topic, so it has sections and just helps articulate why it's valuable. Also linked here is the course on design thinking that helps designers explore the iterative process and different ways to approach it. So really good article. The other one is on A/B testing, and this is a full topic on A/B testing or multivariate testing, and it should be good to show why this is valuable. It's one of the tasks this week. For day one, this is all about revisiting something that you've done in the past. So find something that either you have feedback on and you want to make improvements to. Maybe you've had sort of a change of heart about how it should be done, and you want to make revisions to it based on things that you've seen or how folks interact with it. Maybe this is an opportunity to do another iteration on a portfolio item to show how you improve things over time. But just find something that you've done in the past and something that has some level of critique or peer feedback. And this could be something that you already have running, and this could just be your excuse to get in there and make changes to it. Find 2 or 3 actionable points from the feedback and redesign with those points in mind, explaining why you made each change and how each change addresses those points. The output for this is just a before and after comparison image. So before and after comparison images with a 2 to 3 sentence. It's a fair amount. Rationale for why you made the change. Day 2 is conduct a quick A/B test for friends or colleagues. So make 2 versions or variations of one small element. It says here it could be a button, header, micro interaction, or layout. And that is a fairly broad range of things. Just pick whatever you're comfortable with, and something that focuses on what you hope to test. So it could be that you're wondering if the shape and placement of a button will change how impactful an experience is. Could be how the layout of a page changes how people read and consume information. But set up that A/B test, share it with 3 to 5 friends or peers, and I would say you could do this sort of focused group approach where you're asking them, hey, which one of these works better? Or you could split your experience up between the 2 groups and say, well, I'm going to test 3 people on this one to see how well they can do the task, and I'm going to test 3 people on this one to see how well they can do the task, and compare the 2. And the output of this is just a summary of which perform better and any additional insights as to why. Day 3, iterate on a form design to improve usability. So pick a form. Could be any form really, and improve it. Hopefully this is something where you've seen people struggle through before. Maybe it's a commonly laid out form and you just want to try your hand at making it better. But identify friction points, whether it's too many fields, whether it's hard to scan, unclear labels, poor error handling, just anything that's potentially a challenge for people filling out the form, and redesign it with some simplicity, clarity, and accessibility in mind. And the output for this is just capture of the original form and then the improvements and why you made those changes and those improvements. Day 4, prototype multiple versions of a single interaction. So choose one key moment in your design, and it could be the examples here like adding to a cart, submitting a form, confirming an action, and prototype 2 to 3 variations of the interaction. Experiment with your microcopy, animation, timing, layout, transitions, and any sort of communication that happens between those. Record or export short clips showing each, because these are flows or sort of micro flows. You could potentially record a video of walking through it, or you could propose by way of prototypes people could interact with it. I think either way would work. At the end of the day, the animated prototypes or GIFs, some sort of movie, video to reflect sort of the improvements that you made, and it could be a small presentation on it. Day 5, test 2 designs and merge the best ideas into one. So take 2 of your prototypes from this week or past weeks and test them side by side. So this could be from the multivariate testing. This could be from the versions that you made, for the multiple design ideas that you made on day 4. And do a quick test on them and then merge the best of the 2 designs together. Note what worked best from each and create that final hybrid version that blends the strongest elements. And at the end of the day, you'll have the capture of the original ones and then a combined prototype. So a prototype that reflects the best design decisions. And a summary of what merged and why. So what you chose to use, why you chose to use it, and why you feel that these 2 decisions or 2 sources of design elements coming together will present a better experience. Because when you're creating this new version, it's actually a whole new thing in some ways. So a full week of iterative design concepts, and I think this is a really great week to practice your ability to sort of pick up with what you have and make a meaningful step forward in evaluating or using evaluations to make changes. This is something that you should, or I should say, these are muscles that you should strengthen all the time, because your flexibility as a designer comes a lot from your ability to sort of pick up in any moment and make a good decision about how to evaluate an experience and make changes to it. So it's a really great week to test. Like I said, we'll probably have another one of these before the year is out. But this is definitely the second full week of this. So I'm excited to see what everyone produces.